Well, hello, peeps. Day after, I'm feeling right as rain today. Jumping around like a squirrel. Well, anyway, we're going to do another funny story because some of the guys in the last funny story were actually in the comments. Chris Rowe, he was the one that fell down the stairs, he replied. And Garky and that there. And they reminded me that they won the game. So, fair play to them. I'd forgotten that they'd won the game. So they perked up afterwards. Well, I'm just going to say, and remember, these lads were good players, to be fair to them. They'd just been on the piss the night before. Now, I thought of another one here now. Now, when I was playing, wasn't when lots of these younger lads were playing now. When I came out of school, I was not a bad rugby player when I was in school. At 16, I suppose. And then I think I went straight down to the club then to start to play rugby. I'm sure I did. And I was a skinny, tall piece of, I'd blow over in the wind. And being a second row in school was totally different to being a second row in Raider Rugby Club, I can tell you. And the lads I used to play with, lots of people have forgot who they were now. Like when I was playing then, you had my cousin Trevor, he was playing. Bobby, Chris Rowe then, bloody good player Chris. The one, I'm trying to think of his name now. Another one was Richie. I only know him as Richie. He was a cracking player. He got a moustache and he was a brilliant player. Loads of others. Pete Hicks. Hicksy was a farmer. And I haven't seen him for years and years. And he used to come there for a scrap. He was a cracking player. Well. He used to turn into a raving madman as soon as he went onto that pitch. Tony Nell. Did I say Alec Baker? I'm sure one of the Lloyd boys we used to play as well. Custard. Strandy and me went down there, I think, actually, thinking about it. But anyway, when I went down there, Mac, he was there. He was a good player as well. Lots of them were good players, but there wasn't enough of us in the team. So people like me and Strandy and Junior, we were having to play in games against Bill First, and they were gigantic. Some of the Bill First was playing in the Welsh rugby squad. That's how fucking mad it was. It was like being hit by a train. And I remember I used to play second row and literally one breath from these people and I'd be thrown across the pitch. But it was good fun all the same. Now, this is what I remember. I went down to play Bill... Sorry, there's a hen in the background now. I went down to Bilthwitham and I think it was this game I was talking about where I hadn't intended on playing, and they were shorter players and I ended up playing. So I'm on the pitch, maybe 17-year-old, skinny wafer, like against Jeremy Pugh, who was playing in the Welsh side, loads of other internationals, and I'm there in size 12 football boots. Second row. Second row. So it is, if you don't realise, in a second row or in the scrum, it's incredibly hard work and you are getting pummeled all the time. And the people on the wings, they're all waited out there, they're trotting around, they're taking the tries at the end if they have one, and they're waiting there while we all get mullered and they're scrapping and you're getting studded and you're getting mullered. And then you have to run to the next scrum and you're on the pile in the floor. People underestimate how much forwards have to do. And I was pretty fit back then, to be fair. And keeping up with a game like that as a forward is unreal. Because you are literally running all the time. But anyway, we went there and Tony Nell was in charge. I always remember this one. And remember we got Peter Hicks there. It was like a raving madman. So we're playing along. We had no hope of winning. But the lads just liked a good scrap, to be honest, and do your best, didn't it? So it was rough, man. It was rough, and these people were playing for Wales, who we were playing against, and they were fighting every other scrum. They were referee was, and then he goes, he says to he pulls Tony L to one side. He goes, right, stop the game. I'm gonna have to talk to your boys. They're scrapping all the time. This is no good. Carry on. He carried on 5 minutes, rollicking Tony Nell. And then Tony Nell was there taking this rollicking, and he turned around. And we were stood there. Referee was still in exactly the same place as he was. And he goes, whoa, that's the way, boys, we're doing it. Stick to it, stick to. You're doing exactly what I want you to do. He was going. Oh, my God. It was so much fun back then. I got to be honest with you. It was absolutely mental. And every pub you stopped in on the way back, you were paralytic drunk. And I honestly can't remember hardly any trips back. It was absolutely mental. I know rugby's changed these days. With the lads in the one I was talking about before, yesterday, they were quite a lot fitter then, to be fair. And they had a good team on then. Really good team. And we used to just follow it a bit. But the time before was more fun. Old school fun, if you see what I mean. And God, we had some memories indeed. And like I said, don't think a lot of the lads these days remember. Like, I'm 53. So the lads I was actually playing rugby with when I left school, they're quite elderly now. And I see them now, and I see Alec and that, and they still go on about it. Alec was another one. He was rough, man. He used to do a desk job on the waterboard. And when he went on that rugby pitch, he was like a mad thing. Absolutely like a mad thing, but nothing compared to Peter Hicks. Peter Hicks turned into a complete raving lunatic. Honest to God, I've never seen anything like it. A complete and utter raving lunatic. And he was a brilliant player in the scrum, I've got to say. Great fun and great times, and I enjoyed every time I was there with them, no matter what year it was. I really enjoyed it. It was just good fun. And especially we used to have the prima donnas wanted to be the scrum half all the time. Graham was one of them, Richie, who else? Could have been Chris Rowe a bit then as well. They were trying to be the prima donnas, and every time we had to have this thing, who's going to be scrum half? And some of them would take the huff and they'd go home. Oh, it was good fun. It was good fun. Really enjoyed my times then, I got to say. I got absolutely hammered to the rinse of my life every time I went out because I was such a small, thin person then. I'd only just come from school. Remember, these were full-grown blokes. And, oh, man. It was fun. And I think them times is what made me sort of addicted to rugby. I still absolutely love watching it. I used to be pretty good in school, but then when you went into the team that I was on then, and some of my other friends will say, we were a lot smaller. We weren't really big enough to be playing these built first. Remember, like, they were in the Welsh fucking team, these people in Built First. Jeremy Pugh, you imagine a little wafer of a guy like me against Jeremy Pugh. And the stuff that used to go on in the scrum. Oh, my God. A friend of mine, Frankie, lots of people know about him. He likes a good scrap. And his favourite thing in the scrum was, he was in the second row, he'd loose a punch through from the back and try and catch the other props. And unreal stuff goes on in there. Nobody has any idea. Well, anyway, he did this one day, and he was in, I think he was on the prop then, actually. He was in the middle, he was. Well, this guy from the other team hit him so hard, it knocked him out. And he had his arms up like this, and he was completely knocked out in the scrum. And old Frankie would scrap with the best of them, to be fair. And I actually saw him the other night. It's nice to see him. So I rambled on a bit here, but needless to say, I was a decent enough rugby player in school. But then when I come out and we just went to play then, it was more fun. And I think the piss-up was the best fun then. It was fantastic. And if any of the people watching you, I genuinely enjoyed all my time there. And like I said, I went onto the bikes then. And for a period when I was good on the bikes, I sort of gave up drinking for a few years then. And there's no way you could drink and get injured like that. Because Christ, on a bike, you would get mullered by some of these people in the scrum. You would and they would scrape their studs down your back. They would do anything. But the best thing was, as soon as that match was finished, and you'd maybe been scrapping with somebody, as soon as your foot went off that pitch, they'd buy you a drink in the pub. It was brilliant. And the piss-ups we used to have with the other team were fantastic. Very really fighting, because everybody left it on the pitch. And I think what it was, people were working hard, like I said, Hicksy and everybody and Alec and that lot, doing their daily job. They just wanted to let off some stress. I think that's what it was. And then everybody understood that. And then when they go back in the clubhouse, these games they were playing, no life. There was one thing they used to play. I've never did it myself, thank Christ. It was called Flaming Arseholes. And they used to... Who the fuck? I forget who it was. They had this game where they'd have a piece of bog paper between the cheeks of your arse, and then they'd set fire to it. And once it got closer to your arse, you straightened up, and it burnt you more. There was nutty stuff and drinking games. Every time the top of the clock went up like that, and it went like that, you had to drink with your right hand. And when it went to the bottom at 6 o'clock and went like that, you had to drink with your left hand. And it sounded very easy. Everybody was waiting for the exact second that changed. And if you got caught, it wasn't just you'd have to drink 2 fingers down the pint, you'd have to neck the pint. And then you'd be start getting drunk, you'd be getting caught all the time. Every half an hour you'd be getting had, and you'd be having to drink an extra pint. It was nuts. Absolutely nuts. And Frankie, this one time I remember, he said that he wanted his hair cut. So I forget who did it. The lads had this humongous pair of scissors, about 1.5 feet long. I don't know what it was used for, but they cut his hair with that, and he looked like a golf ball. They got his eyebrows off. His forehead looked like it was about 1.5 feet above his eyes. It was hilarious. But good times. So that's some of my rugby things. And to the lads who replied before, nice to hear from you again, because I don't see you a lot very often. So all the best, Gaz.